Hello everybody, it's March, and you know what that means? It's time for Ike Madness. We have a record number of teams in this year's tournament, 20 after the big prize. As you've seen the last couple years of Ike Madness, upsets happen, underseeds happen, craziness happens. This is going to be a heck of a tournament. I really think this is going to be the best one we've ever had. Peyton here is going to help me unveil the bracket as we go through all 20 teams. We're going to start with the #1 overall seed in this year's tournament, Abaca Flocka Flame. Really no question here. This has been the dominant team all season, led by varsity team members Bryce Miller and Luke Kurt. Do not undersell the fact that there's a number of guys here who have played a lot of basketball. Stefan Haluson, Travis John, Jake Belangi, Bo and Psyche were part of a dominant 2016 Ike Madness squad that made it all the way to the finals. So definitely going to be a tough team here to beat. They're going to play the winner of the play-in game between the 16 seed Diversity and the 17 seed Run Like the Winded. The 16 seed Diversity is a freshman-led squad. Andrew Lockett, Adisa Paris, the basketball team members there. I really think they can get by this first matchup here. It's going to be a heck of an uphill battle for them on Tuesday to take out the #1 seed. And with Run Like the Winded, as also a freshman-led team, AJ Kisting, the one basketball player there from the program. So be a battle of the young guys there on Tuesday to see if they can have the right to beat Abaca Flocka Flame. All right, our next game is the 8-9 game between Bambi and the Does and Daddy's Curves. Bambi and the Does, the 8th seed. This is an interesting team. Couple of freshmen who played on JV this year, Josh Kruba and Sam Ludwig, joined by a couple of their freshman buddies. They are young, but they are talented. We've seen teams like this make runs in this tournament before, so we'll see if they can get to that Wednesday matchup with the #1 seed. Daddy's Curves, led by varsity team member Ben Schaefer. This is the biggest wild card in this year's tournament. We have 2 players from New Berlin West playing on this team. We have 2 wrestlers on this team. This team could be a complete bomb or could surprise everybody. We're really not sure what we're going to get. I guess we'll find out on Tuesday. Let's go to the #4 seed, getting a bye into the second round. It's the Scrap Pack. Dominic Quirk, Nick DeFrance, and as you go down the roster here, Mitchell Cole, Lucas Mikowski. I know Brandon Collada, there are some concerns whether he'll be able to make that game or not on Tuesday. That did hurt their seeding. I'm concerned about the size and the depth, but they do have some talent here. And they're going to play the winner of the game between the Lanks and the Stanks, the 13 seed. This was the last team here that missed out on a first-round bye. Tyler Gritchka, varsity basketball team member, joined by Jaden and Kyle Olson, as well as Devin Fish and Joel Mulvena. I think they have enough talent to at least get by that first game. JV Dance, their 3rd appearance here in Ike Madness, did draw the final berth in this year's tournament bracket. I know those guys are going to be really looking to make up for what they're going to perceive as an underseed. And Cooper Hawley, Grant Schwab, John Kuski, tremendous performers in the musical. We'll find out if they can bring it over to the basketball court. Finally, the 5 seed is Pippin. Ain't easy. A lot of size on this team. Carter Immig, Ben Beekle, Mark Shields. Can anybody on this team make a shot? Well, we're going to find out. Nick Huff and Tyler Block are going to have some pressure on them to provide some perimeter shooting. If they can do that, this team can compete with anybody. And then D Rose before Bros. A young team, Sid Blessington, Tristan Opes, 2 freshman basketball players that made an impact for their teams this past winter. Tommy Colburn, Joe Peters, and Ben Crosby. All 3 of them have played a lot of basketball over the years. So, again, they're young, but have a capability of surprising some people. So that is the first half of the bracket. We're going to now move over to the second half. Okay, and now we're going to look at the other half of the boys bracket, starting with the #2 seed, Testosterone. Joe Lang, Sam Taus are basketball team members here with Testosterone. A formidable group that they have with them, including Jake Shara, Jack Himmelsbach, Brian Voigt, among others. Some guys that have played volleyball, a lot of really good football players, track athletes. I think from just a pure athleticism and defensive standpoint, these guys are going to create some problems for whoever they play. They're going to play the winner of the play-in game between BBC and the God Squad. Okay, BBC is out of the Horizon League. They are a balanced attack. Tommy Kuntz, Tyler Devine, Jason Cook, Adam Dornbos, Robert Snyder. I know we have some hockey prowess on this team. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to shoot the ball into the basket with their hockey sticks or if they are going to look for another strategy, but we'll see if they can make a run this year. The God Squad, Ben Johnson and Pete Spryopoulos, the freshman basketball team member, is on this team. I think the wild card here is Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin is going to provide them with some size. He also is going to give them a veteran presence. So I actually look for them to spring the upset here and get on to that second round game with Testosterone. All right, let's go to the 7 seed, the Broken E-Breaks. Really solid front court here. This is Ben Lapp, Nicholas Anderson. You also have Zach Hitbis, who is a JV team member who can really shoot it. I think these guys have an interesting roster that we'll see how it shapes up. 2/8 is the 10 seed. Might be a slightly underseeded team. We'll see. This group is led by basketball team members Gabe Seifert and Javante Lee. There's also, again, some other multi-sport athletes here. Eric Dreyer, Gabe Olson, Colton Filipowicz. So we don't know what kind of basketball ability that we have on this team, but we do know we have the ability to play defense and rebound, which tends to do well in this tournament. The 3 seed is South Beach 3.0. Not really much that we have to say about this group. You know about this team from 2016 and 17. Kyle Kraninger and Eric Tyne have really fielded a solid squad here. They're joined by state swimmer Ian Gatsky, as well as football players Cooper Waring and Alex Weiner. They're not deep, folks, but they do have the ability to beat anybody in this bracket on any given day. They're going to play the play-in game winner between the Clouds and the Boys and the Walls. The 14 seed Clouds and the Boys. I'm really concerned about the physicality of this group. This is going to be Josh Whitty, Nate Clark, Max Lewis, some guys that are not afraid to shove some people around on the football field. We're going to see if they keep it clean and get through that matchup with the Walls. The Walls group, led by John Pintar, is, frankly, they just snuck into this tournament as the 19 seed. They came out of the Big Sky Conference, and I think they're just happy to be here, but we'll see. They might be able to spring an upset in that first game. And then our last game, the 11 seed Fort Nets against the number 6 seeded Believeland. Believeland, we know about this team as well from the past. This is Mason Cortana and Robbie Schultz. They team up with a formidable front line: Seth Luckman, Devin Schlicht, Will Wenlick, Drake Weitzer. If you were looking for a trap or a sweep, this would be your team to run it. Hopefully they can also execute the swing. And then with the Fort Nets, the aptly named Fort Nets, with the everybody's favorite game to be playing now. This group is led by varsity player Carter White, and then you also have a well-rounded group of guards that will give this team a lot of three-point shooting, which in a game up to 11 will always be a dangerous squad to play. So as you pan out and take a look, you see the overall bracket and what it looks like. Sure looks to me like Testosterone and Abaca Flocka Flame are on a collision course for one heck of a final on Friday afternoon. But as you fill out your brackets, maybe you can spot a couple of upsets. The action gets going Tuesday at 10:45, right at the start of Flex. We can't wait to see you out for the games.